again to another episode of Furry 5 Minutes with a special guest this week. We have a guest. Introduce yourself.
It doesn't sound likely. Goodbye.
Oh, she's gone.
Sorry. Hey everyone. Hey everyone. I'm Tiffin. I am a maker. I'm a maker with a broad range of experience, from animatronics to sculpting to fursuit making to everything. And I stream daily on Twitch, and I am here to hold your hand so you don't float away with the enormity of whatever you're trying to achieve, because I can help you through things and blah, blah, blah. I'm good at making things.
Yes, there we go.
There we go.
So yes, what say everybody that we allow Tiffin to go first this week?
Wait, what?
Right.
Yeah, the general. Okay, so just to explain this to Tiffin and to anybody else that doesn't know what we do, basically we pick a topic that we want to talk about, and then we just stand there and talk about it for 5 minutes and allow other people to interject if need be. The only rule is nothing current event and nothing political. That's the only rule.
As long as they cannot hurt it, as long as you can say it on YouTube, you can say it. But if you not say it on YouTube, do not say it.
Basically.
Because YouTube is a bit weird.
I don't have a subject to talk about. I wasn't told what was going on.
One that I'm going to be doing that you can take if you want is that childhood memories. I've got a fair few when I used to be on the farm.
Oh.
Or you could
So
talk about
any childhood memories, pleasant ones that you'd like to share?
Not really. I don't know. This is weird. Sorry.
That you've worked on before, and why?
Well, if anything,
You know what?
just
You know what? I'm going to get up in my soapbox, and I'm going to talk about the fact that everything in the world that you see, including avatars, worlds, when you get into the real world, like fursuits, cosplay things, movie props.
Before you start getting into that, come down to the stage.
Yeah.
Come down to the stage. That's why it's there.
And I'll hit the start button.
And hit the start button,
Okay.
and then get ready, and hopefully it should start playing.
Where's the start button?
Ready?
No.
No.
That's
You
behind
just
you.
say it. I'll
Okay.
hit
Just
it for
stay
you.
there. He'll hit it. He'll hit it.
All right, ready? And here we go.
Yeah.
4,
Did I hit it?
3, 2, 1, begin.
Well, one of my defining ethos is one of the reasons I'm a content creator is because everything in the world was created by someone, including digital objects, the entire world, movie props, sort of anything. And you've just got to remember, it's kind of what encouraged me to become a maker, is the fact that everything in the world is made by someone. Everything in the world is made by people, and you know what? I'm a people, and you're a people. So the only thing keeping you between being able to make a thing and not make a thing is kind of the time invested. You'd be amazed how little talent comes down to things. And yeah, I'm aware my chest fluff is a bit buggy, but this is a new avatar that a friend made for me for free, and I'm new to VRCHAT, and I love this thing so much. But yeah, so
Free stuff is sweet.
Exactly.
Yes, you get free stuff by having friends, and you give out free stuff when you create things, so you can make the world better. So you can make the world a better. But anyway, I'm of the opinion that sort of being a maker, being a creator, understanding that the world around you is a malleable place that you can create and make things, and other people are creating and making things, is itself really important, because it gives you agency over the world. Once you learn that other people make things and you can make things, you've got power over the world, if that makes sense. And I think that's really empowering. And that's kind of something I got from my mother, who built the extension on our house.
Ooh.
Which is cool.
Sweet.
But yeah.
Handy mother.
That's kind of one of the things where... Yeah. It's kind of one of the things that... that's why, I create what I'm passionate about. So when I was part of the furry fandom back in my early mid-teens, back in like the early mid 2000s. Yep, old. Sorry.
That's old.
But now that I've kind of come back to the furry fandom, I create what I'm passionate about, and right now the furry fandom has my interest, and so I just started to apply the skills that I have from other making domains to fursuit making, because other people make fursuits, so other people, admittedly, the first couple I made weren't good. But of course, the first couple of anything you make is not going to be good.
Have you seen my first couple of Source Filmmaker animations? They were terrible.
Exactly that. That is still making Source, like, people. If this idiot can make it, look at them. They're spending their morning in VRCHAT talking about anthro animals. God, if they can do a thing, you can do a thing. We can all do things. I'll be awesome.
Just don't expect everybody to do stuff for you, though. Always be prepared to put the work in yourself.
Yeah.
Friendly Foxy.
Mm-hmm.
Because, well,
Tiffin
at the end of the day, it's all about kind of time. It's all about where you invest your time, and if you're my actual professional title and my training is model maker. So I'm trained to make architectural models, product models, film props, animatronics, and masks. And I can take a lot of those skills into fursuit making, which gives me a lot of confidence. But there's a lot of fursuit making skills that I don't have yet, so I've had to spend time developing those skills. But if I fail at making something, just like you will fail when you try something for the first time, all you've done is wasted time. If you've wasted materials, then most people have an income that comes in over time. And that income will slowly kind of come back in. So, in theory, if you fail at making a thing, what you have to do is wait until you have the money to get to buy the materials again. So, it's just about putting the time in. That's all I can really say about it, yeah. Now I'll just dance to this dub music.
Yeah. Specially selected music.
Okay, enough.
Yeah. There we go.
See?
That's kind of my regular soapbox thing.
I was trying to let you know that you can sit in my lap now like you wanted to.
I was just saying she sounded like a furry opera. It's like, you can do a thing, and you can do a thing, and you can do a thing. Just give me a moment. I need to shut my window. There is a kid having a tantrum next door.
Everyone check under your computer chairs. What's that? Lots of dust, because you haven't hoovered in a while. Hoover your room.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Holy
Wow.
delicious.
Okay.
Okay,
There we
so,
go.
who next? Who want to do the thing? Who want to do the
I'll
thing
do the
next?
thing next.
Okay, you do the thing.
Do the thing!
Do the thing!
Do the thing!
You're better than me.
4, 3,
And now I've got to go stand back down here because I need to get the audio balance correct.
begin.
Okay. You can stand here if you want.
No, I'm alright standing here. Carry on.
Oh, you find that?
What's
I
the
could hug
stance
you
of
and talk as
heckling?
well. Okay, so a while ago, people used to use this thing called Skype. Do you remember that? Skype?
I've said this before, and
Also,
I'll say this again. At least Skype had the ability, just like in Steam, to be able to nickname someone in case they change their names. I keep losing track of some of my friends I haven't spoken to for a while because they've changed their names and icons.
So, yeah, Skype isn't really mainly used anymore. I reckon because they changed the UI and the way it worked a little bit. Because I remember a while ago when Skype was easily hackable, people would send out miscellaneous links and that, like dodgy links and that. And I remember you moved to Discord because they changed something with it dramatically. Do you remember what it was?
I don't remember, but I do remember that Noob has encountered such bots before.
Oh,
and made a funny video about
yes.
it. Go check it.
Oh yes, I made a video in which one of those bots sending you a
Heavy
link to a
approves
malicious
of this
site
witch.
going, oh, this is a sex site. Oh, come see me undress and things. I was just sitting there quoting TF2 things at it the whole time. Things like, I am not trapped in a facility full of robots. You are all trapped in here with me. And then the funniest one was
Wow.
that it turned around and then I made a quote from the Heavy, which was, Heavy is wish-making fairy. Make wish. And then the bot responded with, I wish I could
to
put...
smother your face in between my tits.
Heavy approves of this.
Alright, continue. Sorry we took so much of your time.
What did the wish the bot made? What was the wish?
I wish I could smother your face in between my tits. That's what it said.
Right. Well, anyways, I haven't used Skype in a couple of years because I used to use it when I was doing a apprenticeship, and I didn't really have an iPad back then, so I use FaceTime now. But now my granddad has been introduced to Wi-Fi and has got a Samsung tablet, which wasn't part of the plan. They went behind my parents' back and just like surprised them around I think it was Christmas. It's going, surprise, we've got internet, we've got a tablet, we want to talk with you. And immediately we were just like, oh no, you've got a tablet, not an iPad, how is this going to work? And they immediately just look at me just expectantly, just like, help us, why do you want me to help?
So you introduced them to Telegram and all of the groups you're in, right?
No, I'm not showing them any of that just yet. However,
And that's how you got disowned.
however, I did have to reinstall Skype onto my parents' iPads, and last night we decided, right, let's try and communicate by like, Mum was gonna go in another room and try and like video call me to see if it still worked if we were all linked up and that. For some reason, I couldn't like call my mum on Skype, like she kept appearing offline, and I spent an hour and a half trying to figure out why. Long story short, she blocked me years ago.
What?
She blocked my mother blocked me on Skype a
Disowned
few
you.
years ago. She didn't disown me. What happened was we were renting a house at the time that was 2 floors. Now, in my room, in the computer room on the top floor, each evening I would go on Skype and call them who were on the ground floor and be like, can I have a cup of tea, please? Now, this went on and on and on until one day I must have called them way too many times, and Mum was just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna block him, he's pissing me off. And that must have happened years ago and we just forgot about it. But it caused so much grief that I ended up losing my marbles over it.
Enough.
Oh.
In other words, thanks, Mother, you caused me a lot of grief last night. And that was only with those two. I can't wait to see what happens with my granddad and grandma on Skype.
I might as well stay down
It's gonna
here
be
because
interesting.
Out with your tongue.
Stop picking on me about my tongue, I swear to fine. You want tongue?
Well, I gotta take this place now. That's mine now.
Yeah, unfortunately, I need to stay down here because I'm still having problems trying to get the audio balanced on this, and that just means I just have to stand here so that I can try and hear everybody.
I got an idea. You should put a pickup item of like a studio mic, just holding it in the air.
Well, if I can get the global audio thing to work on here, so that everybody's audio is the same when they're standing in this area,
Oh yeah.
I can do that. But for some strange reason, I can't get it to work. And we were on a map the other day where somebody had gotten it to work, and it's annoying me because I can't work out why it's not working.
You had to do that right as I was licking you.
What are you to do? Okay, somebody. Okay, who wants to go next?
Not it.
You've already been, so you don't have to worry.
Exactly. That's why I'm not it.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
You go first. You go then. You go then. You go. You go stand down.
Thanks for the fresh up.
I'll push the.
Our tallest panelist.
Yeah, I will push the button. Button.
Sophie wanted me to be my Sona this time.
2,
Okay.
1, begin.
Now, speaking of Sophie, what she recommended for us all to talk about, but we're going to be sticking to our own topics. Mine is the one that she requested. Childhood memories. And most of mine are from the farm. One of which is, if I could reminisce about the whole times when I was, when we were all united, we were all family, all brothers were in the same house before they moved out, started their own family and all that. My favorite thing about my family, at least with my brothers, was that is that we patrolled, checking up on all the livestock on motorbikes. We were literally bike bros. Get up on our other 3 bikes, and I get up on Pee-wee 50. If you look up Pee-wee 50, and you'll see the type of motorbike that is. So I was apparently 4 years old when I was. What the hell are you two doing back there?
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
No!
You guys are playing with my tail, aren't you?
Continue.
No.
Yes, they are.
50 cc's isn't a motorcycle, it's a push bike with aspirations.
Oh.
But yeah, we all had our own motorbikes. So there were like, every now and then, you'd see, if you were to see our farm back then, you would see 4 brothers on motorbikes. Actually, 3 brothers on motorbikes, and this one little brother with a tiny little motorbike following up behind. I was apparently 5 years old when I first rode that bike. And the other things that I remember was the times when my brothers figured out how to edit Wolfenstein 3D, mess with the sprites, make our own ones. I even somehow made a pistol what was starting to be trending as the new perspective with guns. Like, instead of them center-based, it was onto the right. So I made a rough sprite of that. And there was even this time where we made our own custom StarCraft map. And every single one of us in the intro thing did a little part. I remember that my big brother was the Marine. Our friend Leon was a flying guy. Michael, I forgot what Michael was. Andrew was one of the scientist bros, and I was a pyro guy, and I can't remember
Oh God, what just happened?
the thing that I still remember that was the best part was that my brother did a Tiberian Sun reference.
And it's happening again.
Reinforcements! And on cue, reinforcements are arriving. So he did that whole reference thing. But I think the most heartwarming thing I've ever had happen in my life on that farm was when I entered in one of those, those little side little contests that you see on the McDonald's boxes. I mean that literally. It was one of those. It was draw an animal here or something like that. And what I drew was 3 giraffes. Mother, father, and a little baby. I drew the green grass, and I drew the blue sky, but I left gaps in where the background was white. And my dad decided to set it in, and he was like, no, he's not gonna really get any. These guys. One
Little did he
day,
fucking
I
know.
wake up, I'm told to get into the lounge room, and I just see this huge of Crayola products everywhere. Crayola is basically the type that has all these different arts types. So there was literally crayons, textures, watercolor, pencils, everything. Rubbers, a topic that you'll bring up later, basically erasers. And we still have them to this day. I just wish that we still had a picture. Maybe we still have a picture of it around, but my mom and dad have everything to be able to find that. But if they ever do, I'm sending it to all of you guys so you get to see what it was that I drew back then that made me win such a huge, hefty amount. It was a memory I will never forget. And that, I think, is my...
I've eaten them all already.
They're not food. Art pieces. They're textures and things that you make. They're not edible.
I don't
You
know.
didn't shove them up your nose then.
But yeah, that there, when I actually won something, walked into the lounge room to see a big thing, a big row of things. That is my number one best childhood memory. Back on the farm. Thank you.
Nice.
And then you shoved the crayons up your nose. Like
I never did that. I'm not that dumb. Again, I was 5 years old and I was riding a motorbike on a farm.
Hey, what you did at your 5 years old? Huh? That's what he did.
I can't wait to
as he
see
was 5 years old.
That's adorable.
Anyway, Era,
do you
want to go next? Because I still kind of need to stand here and do stuff.
Okay. I think I have an idea I can talk
By
about.
the way, I know it's not my time anymore, but I just want to add in, speaking of the farm, I still fucking hate those electric fences. There was this time when I grabbed on one of them by accident when I was trying to pet a cow. I slipped, grabbed on that one wire that's the electric thing, and I was stuck there for a bit because I already reached the point where I couldn't let go before I finally did and fell off, and I was crying.
Ooh. Nasty.
My
Yeah,
hands were a
sorry.
little bit singed.
Sorry, but
Yeah.
it be your own fault. Sorry.
I've never grabbed an electric fence, but I have touched them, and it just feels like you're getting punched. It's just like a really solid bump.
To me, it felt like
Take a
someone
piece on one of
actually got
these.
a plastic whip and somehow hit the inner palms of my hand.
Let's not talk
And-
about pain.
No, let's
No,
not.
one more pain thing. And speaking of the Pee Wee 50, that one time a bloody magpie swooped me, and I panicked, fell over, and the hot engine was still against my bare.
Oh. Right. My VR
Error?
chat crashed. So, Error, you wanted to go and do your thing. Hurry up before it happens again.
I'll get the switch.
If ever when I say something, you will lose what I'm saying. Saying.
So have you just created some editing work for yourself?
Yes, I
Yeah.
have. I'm also just checking to see whether the recording's still going, so it is. So good.
Yeah.
I really hope this. Today I want to talk about family, or more like your family growing. Not many of you know about this, but I have a big sister, which is over time with his something with pragmatic. How you people call it? Person have call it. With a small baby inside. What is his name now?
Pregnant.
Person.
Bucks.
Thank you.
Pregnant. Pregnant.
Am I
My sister.
pregnant?
Am
I
I
think-
pregnant?
Am I pregnant?
Oh,
Come on,
okay.
sister, please.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, let Error continue, otherwise he's gonna get
For goodness
grumpy.
sake.
Has to speak? I never would have known. Why is he not speaking?
Because you probably keeps talking. Yeah, I just want to ask you guys what you. After this,
Okay, so I know that
do you.
you've got
I'm
the
gonna
mirror
fucking do
on.
you. I'm gonna fucking do you after this. You know that.
Behave yourself.
I'm just
Speak, Error,
I'm
speak.
just talking about. I'm let us talk about. You will ask you the question to you. What do you think about your family son does grown with one extra person in your family? Stuff like that. What years are they about that? You like idea? Someday your brother or sister got a small one as another part of your family or something like that.
Yeah, I don't think that'll ever happen with me or my sister. We're pretty much under the conclusion that we will never have children because we hate them. So.
I'm the only one in my family that doesn't have a son or a daughter at the moment. The rest of my brothers are literally in their own houses. Now I am, and they're all parents. I'm not. I don't think I ever will be. I'm not that parent type.
I get questioned by my mother-in-law every Christmas about if me and my partner are going to have children, and she's always disappointed when we're like, no. And if we do want to raise someone, we will adopt. And she's always sad, and we're like, do you not understand this yet?
Yeah, some people from older time, it's also, yeah. Rosen?
Well, I'm an only child, and I'm adopted, so I don't think that's gonna happen. I ain't gonna become an uncle for a start. Although saying that, oh fuck no, fuck no. For a start, I'm as straight as a roundabout, so that isn't going to happen medically. But if it did happen, if I was in a relationship and I got to the stage where I was like, maybe we should have kids, I would adopt, because I'm adopted, so I would complete the cycle, because it's just the right thing to do.
That's really sweet.
Respect for that.
But once again, I'm still at the stage where I'm just like, well, there's a kid next door at the moment, they've got like a toddler, and I've just shut the window, because I'm like, if I hear that child scream one more time, I'm gonna...
Yeah, I've got somebody like that
way.
nearby me as well. There's like some screaming kid, and the mother's just like, I don't know how to describe it.
I hate when they just zone out all the screaming. There's also like another family down the road that their two kids have like these like annoying whistles that only have like one sound on them, so it's like the constant.
I remember when I had my wooden choo-choo train whistle.
I think that's what they have, and it's the same constant sound. And I was editing my map yesterday in the morning, before we went to do the when we went out to do the viewings and that.
Sorry, you've only got a few more seconds of his time.
Oh no, keep talking.
Keep going.
I could just hear them in the background, and it was just so friggin' irritating. I couldn't focus at all, and it's just like, no.
Sound like you just want this out of your body.
Oh
well. That's maybe that's a good thing with new blood in the family, so to speak. Yeah.
Yeah, and and considering I'm the last person, I'd better go because my VR chat keeps glitching and freezing, and this is going to be a really interesting podcast considering everybody's going to stop moving and the sound's going to be disorientated, so I'd better stop talking and start talking.
Or as Fearless said, stupid VR is glitching!
Yes.
Loud noises.
Okay, so last week I was talking about Dungeons and Dragons. This week I'm going to be talking about more Dungeons and Dragons because for me and Matt, we are getting to the end of the current campaign that we are currently on with Sacrius, and I am just going to be so happy when this is over. I will have my Saturdays back again. I can do whatever I want on my Saturday rather than being dragged into a D&D session. We've been doing this for about 1.5 years now. And Matt knows full well.
Need I remind you that you were given the opportunity to separate from us?
I didn't take that option.
Why was that again?
Say the person who lives enough to make fursuit all the time.
It was him.
Sure it was. But either way, I keep getting this camera thing
I'm
stuck
in
behind.
I'm in two D&D games and a Dark Heresy game. So.
Yeah. And you
So
dare
I get
call
to
us
call you a
nerds?
Nerd!
But either way, the whole thing
This is
kind of made
already-
me sit there and think about a previous D&D game that I was in that we kind of abandoned / didn't finish because not everybody was around.
Was that the one with
and-
the "Don't argue with God, I've got Krakens on standby"?
Yeah,
Was it
that was the one. That was the one.
Sweet.
Yeah, because I was thinking about that last night, because by comparison to some of the encounters that we've had in Zacharias' campaign, I'm not going to lie, there have been a few that have been alright. You know, there have been some pretty good fights, we've had some pretty good encounters, but by comparison to this other one that I did with my friend Space, it's just night and day comparison. Like, the final boss of this particular arc that we were doing in this D&D campaign was we were fighting a giant skeletal construct that was made up of other skeletons that all fused together, and the monster was stuck in the room that we were in because he was too big and he couldn't move. And the party that we made up with, somehow our goblin bard had managed to fling himself right into the construct's eye hole and was like trying to attack like the orb that was keeping it all together. My Dragonborn Paladin and our Dwarf Barbarian were like inside its ribcage, hacking away at its spine and making it fall down and causing it even more problems. Our Kenku Rogue was doing something I can't remember because it happened so long ago. And I think it was our half-elf wizard face-planted a nearby pillar because he failed his athletics check and didn't climb up the pillar as he planned to. So, yeah. And then he almost died when the construct collapsed when we killed it, and nobody went to revive him. So, yeah. I still remember that fight.
Nobody went to revive him?
Yeah,
No one
'cause-
like elf. No one
So
like
he ended
elf.
up having to do all of his death saving throws. But he passed them, so he got back up again. But it was,
How many did he fail?
I think he only failed like one, or he passed all of them. I don't know. I can't remember. I still have the recording of it, so I can actually go and double check. Yeah, it's just that kind of fight is the sort of thing I love about D&D. Zacharias' fights, on the other hand, are so railroaded and so scripted. It's just, you don't feel like you're making much difference other than just flicking health off of it. Just flick health off of all the enemies, and then once you get down to a certain point, it's just like, oh, now that this has happened, I've got to start doing the scripted event and things, and I'm just like, no, that's not how D&D works. Do you want to know what he's got planned for the Reaper fight?
No.
Nah.
I will say one thing. Stacking mechanic. Those do not exist in D&D. Final Fantasy XIV, yes, because the fights are designed to be like that. They don't exist in Dungeons and Dragons. Why are you making an attack with a stacking mechanic? Oh, seriously, I am. Even though this
Oh, and then
has
he
been
plays
fun.
favorites? Did you mention that he plays favorites? Oh, shit.
Oh yes, Zacharias plays favorites as well, particularly with somebody's Kobold Bard character. Main
I think it's
focus.
just because I do the Mike Sam voice that he loves so much.
In other words, the whole thing feels like a World of Warcraft story plotline. So, yeah,
Okay,
enough. I'm going to stop rambling angrily about our current DM and actually I need to go turn my chair back on. Because I'm going to jump up here, and why is this hammer in my way? Get out of my way! Get out of my way! Goodbye. And now I've fallen off the chat.
Oh.
You caught that? How did you catch that?
No, he actually
didn't
picked up
catch
from the floor.
Oh, right. Okay, I thought I'd shut. Anyway, yes, I.
No!
God, stop that.
Bullseye.
No.
Oh.
Anyway, before I get any more like recording or technical problems, I am going to end this week's Furry 5 minutes. Thank you again, Tiffin, for joining us. It was a pleasure to have you here.
Mm-hmm. Nice to have you here.
I think she's had to mute herself because yeah, she had to mute herself because somebody else is doing something in the same room. So yes. Maybe a Furry 5 minutes next
just
week.
hear you say "oh whoa" at that.
What?
Why is he saying?
You said "oh whoa" at that.
Yeah.
Why did you
problem?
do that? Anyway, one next week, maybe, possibly. I don't know. I'm kind of wondering whether I should give everybody a break so that we could think up some more topics, so we're not sitting there every Thursday evening going, "Oh, we haven't come up with any topics. We need to think up one before tomorrow morning."
Yeah, or you people in the chat could properly give us any idea. Like I asked you last time, but no one come up with any idea.
Lick your hand.
I mean, what you could do is make a big wheel with a bunch of topics on it, and like someone could spin the wheel at the start of the 5 minutes, and then they have to speak for 5 minutes on it.
That's a possible idea. I think that was something I originally thought of trying, but anyway, I'm going to end this here now. So thank you everybody for watching.
They could talk for a minute.
Stop phasing through my chest.
Without repetition, deviation, or hesitation.
My head's just sticking out of your jacket.
I'm pretty sure that's already been done once before.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, that is the end of this week's Furry 5 Minutes. I will see you all again next time, and until then, goodbye!
Bye-bye!
Later, mortals.